Hello, America. Welcome to Common Sense. I'm Wendy Bell. It may well go down as the most spectacular failure of DEI insanity to date. Dr. Claudine Gay resigning from Harvard in disgrace, having not just sullied the school's reputation, but dealing a death blow to stupid hiring practices demanded by the ever woke. The shallowness of Dr. Gay's intellect first played on congressional TV. Her refusal to condemn campus anti-Semitism. It got worse after that. A history of plagiarism. Even the university board couldn't excuse away. With 6 new allegations this week, bringing the total to near 50. So now the woman Harvard celebrated, its first black female president, will be remembered instead as its shortest serving, just 6 months and 2 days. So tell me, has the pendulum started to swing, perhaps? Am I wrong to hope that Crazy Train is nearing the station? Well, let's bring in our guests to find out. Nick Craig hosts Wilmington's Morning News on 107.9 and AM 980. Melanie Collette hosts Money Talk with Melanie on 98.7 The Coast, New Jersey. And Steve Sanchez is a talk host on KDWN out of Las Vegas. Great to have all three of you back, you guys. You know, Democrats in Congress defended her, progressives protected her, Obama lobbied for her, and the Harvard Corporation sacrificed themselves at the woke altar for her. So, like, what was the final straw? Who or what was it that ultimately exposed Claudine Gay's fiction? Nick, I want to start with you.
Well, I think, Wendy, when you look at everything that's gone on here, I mean, the reason she was in the spotlight in the first place was because of her ridiculous commentary in front of a House committee with Elise Stefanik. And from there, of course, then you had people that started looking into her background, and they found out that, well, she's a serial plagiarist. And in all of this, she doesn't seem to be willing to accept responsibility for anything that she's done. And you've got mainstream media outlets now that are making her out to be the victim of all of this. It's not her fault. She did nothing wrong, and she's really the true victim in all of this.
Yeah, that sounds racist, of course. Melanie, I mean, honestly, that's what they're saying. This is ridiculous. She wasn't fired. She reached an agreement with the Harvard Corporation, right? And we understand what's going to happen here. We know what's going to happen. So I'm all about the end result. It's good for the school that she's gone, but working out a deal means, of course, she's going to get paid. There's going to be some incentives at the end of this. Payment for punching Harvard in the face. Melanie, how do you look at this?
It really makes me mad on so many levels. And from what I understand, she's going to keep her faculty job, though, by the way, and still get paid as a president. That's a pretty good deal. Half the work and $1 million a year. Sounds great to me. But it really makes me mad that everybody who is supporting her is focusing on the fact that she's black and saying she's being attacked. And no one's talking about all of the things that she did wrong. Not supporting her Jewish students and saying, I want them to have their campus to be a safe place. Yes, the plagiarism is absolutely wrong, and I should have never done that or made that mistake. I just want to note as a former educator that with plagiarism, even if you do it by accident, you will get a 0. You will fail. You will get kicked out of school. Plagiarism is super serious. And 50 accusations of plagiarism, ridiculous, and she should have been gone. And if she had the slightest bit of self-awareness, she would have stepped down instead of having to negotiate this deal.
Yeah, well, Steve, tell me, what do you think what was the straw? What was it? What do you think finally did Claudine Gay in?
I think it's those Buddy Holly glasses that she wears, to be quite honest with you. I think they finally looked at those and said, geez, we better look into this woman. I'll be honest with you. They all know, they all knew what she is, what she's done. I think this, Harvard, or at least the faculty or the council, I think they had some idea about who she really is, and she was exposed when she was at hearing. And I think the American people have demanded better these days, and I think they forced the hand. And look, really, did she get punished? She's still keeping $1 million a year, half the work. Now everybody's a racist because they've decided to keep her accountable. This is the left. This is who they are. Look at Joe Biden. He's a plagiarizer as well. And we shouldn't be surprised by any of this, to be quite honest with you.
It's so freaking disappointing. Like, there's all these teachable moments, all these moments for somebody to step forward and have integrity. And it never happens. And it makes me angry. Nick, we've spoken about the 17% drop in early applications at Harvard since Dr. Gay's disastrous congressional performance, right? The students who did apply got this as an admissions question. You guys ready? Harvard has long recognized the importance of enrolling a diverse student body. How will the life experiences that shape who you are today enable you to contribute to Harvard? You want to take a stab at that response, maybe? That Harvard even asks this question during this, Nick?
I'm not sure how. I don't think I can take a stab at that question, but I think, Wendy, what that proves is exactly what people on the right have been talking about for the last little bit of time, which is that colleges are nothing more than liberal indoctrination camps. And it's really not preparing individuals to get out of school and to start their life. And to me, that's the real disservice in all of this. You've got an entire generation of people now that have zero skills and zero life experience. Oh, and $150,000 in debt when it's all said and done.
Yeah, but they want a 401k, 6 weeks vacation, and 6 figures. Other than that, we're all good, right? Right? And Melanie, you know, Claudine Gay wouldn't be cooked without people pushing back. So I'm trying to figure, is it the uber wealthy donors? Is it people like Bill Ackman freezing their funds? Was it the steady stream of allegations? I mean, more this week. Was it the students who finally got angry and loud? What do you think as the final straw for her?
I think the final straw may have been the students, but let's just be honest, it probably was the money. Like, I want to think it, I really want to think it was the students, but it was probably the amount of money they were losing. And, you know, just doing like the trajectory when you have, you know, when you're down 17% in applicants, you got to, if you're forward thinking as a CFO or a financial director, you're going, okay, this could be really bad.
Yeah. You have to look at the dollars and cents of it. See, we can be honest on this program. We have common sense. What the heck is wrong with the rest of the world? And Steve, you know, and I hate to say it because you don't want to label somebody as a diversity hire, but that's what she was. If a hire like this fails, doesn't everybody get hurt? Like, qualified people get skipped. The person hired for checking the right boxes is seen by their coworkers as someone who just checks the right boxes. Like, does anybody other than BlackRock and Vanguard win with DEI?
No, I'm glad you're bringing this up because we've seen this for a long time. We've all been quiet about it, maybe not so quiet about it, but we haven't pushed the narrative that we're not hiring anymore based on character, based on the experience, the results. It's all identity politics, racial this, racial that. You know, we've got to have a woman versus a man. Look, I've always believed that you hire the best people because they're just the best people. It doesn't matter what color in the crayon box they are. And I think most people now are starting to really see that and demand it, to be honest with you.
I think everybody loses in this situation. I think all of you guys have said it beautifully, too. It's the students more than anything. You know, they're getting all the wrong messages, and they're getting all of the wrong leaders. And it's got to change. All right, so guys, hang tight, because when we come back, I want to talk about this. Forget marriage and kids, right? Why a staggering number of young men in America don't even want to date. Are progressive women ruining love? We're going to ask the panel that coming up next on Common Sense.